Right here I have Moultrie's brand new cameras for 2025. Moultrie has been continuing to separate themselves from the pack. They're the premier cell camera brand out here. So in this video, I'm gonna walk through all three of these cameras. I'll walk through the specs, I'll walk through what's new, I'll walk through what's different, so that way you guys can figure out which one is best for you. So starting off with the Edge 3, it's gonna come in at $99.99. It has a 40 megapixel camera, 1080p video, a half-second trigger speed, and a 100-foot low-glow infrared flash. Moving over to the Edge 3 Pro, it's gonna come in at $139.99. It has a 50 megapixel camera, 1440 video, 0.3 second trigger speed, and a 100-foot no-glow flash. And then last we have the Edge Solar, which I'm super excited about. It's gonna come in at $149.99 with the integrated solar panel. It has a 40 megapixel camera, 1080p video, 0.4 second trigger speed, and a 100-foot low glow flash. So starting off with what's new with the Edge 3 compared to the previous model is it now has live aim. Live aim previously was only in the Pro model. Now you can connect via Bluetooth, and I'll show you how to do this in a little bit, but you can see exactly where this thing is aiming on your phone to make sure it's positioned exactly how you want it. The next thing that's new with the Edge 3 is it now has GPS integration, so that way it's gonna show exactly where this camera is on the map in your Moultrie app. It's also helpful if your camera is ever stolen, you'll be able to see exactly where that camera is. The next big thing that they brought from the Pro line to the Edge 3 is Moultrie AI. And Moultrie AI is a game changer. It's gonna greatly reduce how many false triggers you get. You're gonna be able to choose the option to only get pictures of bucks, only get pictures of does, turkeys, hogs, people, vehicles. So that way, instead of getting grass blowing around, you're able to use AI technology to only get pictures of what you want. That's gonna save you battery, which means less trips into the field, less intrusion. It's gonna make you a lot more effective. The other thing you can do with Moultrie AI is you can have your camera set to photo mode for everything, but then if you wanted videos of just bucks, it'll video bucks and send it immediately to your phone. So you can customize the settings for specific species within the app. The next thing that's new is offline settings, which allows you to control all of the settings of the camera with Bluetooth in the event that you do not have cell signal on your phone. And where that's helpful is I have Verizon on my phone, but my camera is gonna connect to whatever carrier has the strongest service in the area. Just because my phone doesn't have service doesn't mean that my camera doesn't have service, and I can go in with Bluetooth, connect, change all the settings, use live aim, all via Bluetooth. Also new for the Edge 3 is power metrics. If you're connected to a solar panel, you're gonna be able to make sure that it's properly secured, properly connected to the solar panel, all within the app, and get an estimation of how many days of power that you currently have charged up in your solar panel. The last new feature on the Edge 3 series is Moultrie Connect. And what that allows you to do with a compatible Moultrie feeder, you can control all the settings via cellular connectivity through your camera. So jumping over to the Edge 3 Pro, the major differences are you're getting a higher quality camera, higher quality videos, but a lot of the same foundational features. It has the same auto connect technology that we're used to with the Edge series cameras, where you basically pop the batteries in, you flip the switch on, and it's automatically gonna connect to whatever carrier is strongest in your area. Just like the Edge 3, it has live aim, it has integrated GPS. You have the new and improved Moultrie AI. We have offline settings, so you can control the camera via Bluetooth if you don't have cellular service on your phone. You have Moultrie Connect, where you can control a feeder remotely through your camera. And just like the Edge 3, it has power metrics, so that way you're gonna be able to see that you are in fact securely connected to your solar panel, as well as get a battery estimation of how much power you have in that solar panel. And again, one of the major differences between the Edge 3 Pro and the Edge 3 is that this has a no glow flash, so it's gonna be completely invisible. So next up we have the Edge Solar, and this thing is awesome. The solar panel is 3 times as big as other integrated solar panels with competitor cameras, and you're able to tilt it and turn it to make sure that you can get it facing exactly where you need to get maximum sunlight. But the main differences between the Edge Solar and then the Edge 3 series cameras, they're very similar. However, this has a 0.4 second trigger speed. It does not have live aim. It does not have GPS or Moultrie AI. Otherwise, it's essentially the same, but what it does come with is a rechargeable battery pack and then obviously has the integrated solar panel. But if you're looking for a way to have power to your camera all season long without having to go into the field, intrude into your hunting spots, this is a great option for you. So now that you've seen all 3 cameras, I'm gonna show you how easy it is to set one up from scratch. And all you do is you go into your Moultrie app, you hit devices, and then there's a QR code on the inside of the door. So you hit the green scan button and then you scan that QR code. And this is the same for all Edge cameras, whether you have a first generation all the way up to the brand new Edge 3 Pro. Then it's gonna prompt you to activate device. So I can do that. So after you pick a plan, you're gonna go back to the Moultrie app and it should bring up the camera. So now it says Edge Solar ready. I'm gonna hit deploy device. Now I'm able to select a camera name. Call this one Spaceship 1. You select the upload frequency. I always start with mine at immediate, so that way I can get test pictures easier. You can select capture mode. I'm gonna put this on photo and video, and then detection delay. I like 15 seconds for most of my cameras. You do have the on-demand feature, which I haven't talked about yet. On-demand allows you to go in the app and basically trigger your cameras remotely, which I really like because that way if you get a picture of a buck, you get a thumbnail and you wanna request the video, instead of waiting for the next time that camera cycles through and connects, I can trigger it to connect right from my phone and get that video sent right to my phone. So I'm gonna turn on-demand on. It's telling me to install batteries, I already did that. And then it's gonna go through some mounting tips. 2 to 5 feet off the ground, level with the horizon. And the last thing it's gonna ask me to do is pin the location so I can have the location of this camera right on the map in the Moultrie app. Now deployment is done and I'm good to go. All we gotta do now is simply flip the camera on and that's it. The auto connect technology is gonna take over. It's gonna automatically connect to whatever carrier is strongest in my area. And I just have to let the lights cycle through and it's gonna turn green and show connected when it's all said and done. To make sure your Edge Solar is aimed properly, you can either do the on-demand feature in the app and get a test picture sent to your phone, or after it's done cycling through, you can hit the connect button and it's gonna send a test picture to your phone. So I always do this before I walk away from my cameras because I wanna make sure it's pointed exactly how I want it, because it might be weeks or sometimes even months before coming back to a camera. So I wanna make sure it's set up properly the first time. So now I'm gonna show you how to activate and set up the Edge 3 Pro and the Edge 3. And all you do, same thing, you go in the app, hit scan. I'm gonna scan this QR code. It's gonna prompt me to go ahead and select a plan, so I'm gonna do that. Once you've selected a plan, it's gonna go back to the Moultrie app. It says Edge 3 Pro ready. I'll hit deploy device. I'm gonna select a name. I'll say Spaceship 2. Hit next. Now it's connecting to device. And now it's gonna open up Live Aim. And again, what Live Aim does is it allows me to see exactly where the camera is pointed to make sure that I can properly aim it. It has crosshairs in the middle of the screen because that's where the detection is most reliable. So you wanna get that pointed. If you have a scrape or something like that, you want that to be the center point of your camera. For now, this is just an example. I'll hit next and it says Edge 3 Pro deployed. So now what I can do is go into the capture settings, and this is where you have the Moultrie AI. So I can go to general motion and change all the settings there, and that's gonna be your traditional style trail camera settings. Let's say you only want pictures of deer and turkeys, or for instance, you're getting a lot of false triggers, you have grass blowing around in front of your camera and it's constantly triggering your camera. What you can do is turn on smart capture. So I can go in here, I can add a target. So I can hit buck and I can add settings specifically for a buck. And I can hit save. And then I can add doe and I can do the same settings for that if I want. And I can go through and basically select all the species that I want to actually see. Say you have a corn pile and you don't want to get 1,000 pictures of raccoons. This is also a great way to avoid wasting your batteries and wasting your time checking the app, getting pictures of raccoons. So say I only want pictures of deer. Now I have a specific target set up for buck and doe. I can go up to general motion, and if I really wanted to, I can turn off the normal trail cam features altogether. So now if it's a turkey, I'm not gonna get a picture. If it's a raccoon, I'm not gonna get a picture. I'm only gonna get a picture of exactly what I tell the camera to take a picture of. Moultrie AI is gonna drastically increase your battery life and save you a time scrolling through a bunch of pictures and nothing. The other thing you can do is go into smart zones, and again, say you have a branch blowing around in the corner of your screen, I can go into smart zones and block off where I don't want this camera to be triggering. If there's a bunch of grass blowing around in the bottom left, I can block out that section so that way it's not gonna be setting off the camera. So there's a lot of features within Moultrie AI to help save battery life, to help eliminate false triggers, which is super helpful, again, especially for myself, where I'm putting out cameras in several different states. I might be 10 hours away from my cameras and I might not be able to check them for a month or 2 months at a time. So it's great to be able to control all of this from my phone. Any of these 3 cameras are a great choice. There's a reason why Moultrie continues to separate themselves from the pack. They're running away with the cell camera game. I will link to all these down below in the description if you guys want to check them out.